Alright guys, so I was watching the Denver Nuggets game and I saw this, and it really just got me thinking about this forever going debate about who the greatest scorer of all time actually is. So if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to go ahead and drop a like on it, go ahead and subscribe, and of course, turn on post notifications. And yo, comment down below who you guys think the GOAT scorer actually is. So guys, you guys are gonna want to stick through this entire video just to see where I put these guys and just find out where these guys really stand out. I mean, I put together some of the best scorers in my opinion and kind of a brief explanation about how much their scoring has just changed the game and just why they get so much praise and consideration and just how much they actually stand out. So guys, let's not waste any time and let's get straight into this video. So first up, we have Wilt Chamberlain, who literally I've nicknamed the extensive scorer. And as corny as that might sound, Wilt consistently put up insane numbers throughout his entire career. I mean, Wilt sometimes doesn't quite get the respect he deserves and, you know, that consideration. I mean, you look at some of this man's records and stats, and this stuff looks made up. Legitimate fiction. Like, I'm telling you, these numbers look like some of my stats in my career mode. It's actually ridiculous. Let's forget about his 100-point game because we all know about that. This man averaged 50 points per game in his third season in the NBA. I think he doesn't get this credit mainly because of his competition. But at the end of the day, whenever people say Shaq is the most dominant player of all time, I kind of laugh a little bit because Shaq wasn't nearly as dominant as like Wilt Chamberlain. And I know, but what about the rings? All I'm gonna say, I don't want to really shoot him bail, but I'm gonna have to, man. The Celtics had like 8 Hall of Famers on that team, bro. You're not winning that many rings with a team like that. At the end of the day, Wilt deserves a seat at this table, and he has so many records that honestly, I can never see them ever being broken. Next on my list, we have, in my opinion, the greatest player to ever do it. His airness himself, Michael Jordan. But that's a topic for another video, man, because when it comes to scoring, MJ was just flat out elite. From holding multiple playoff records to literally walking into the league in basically the modern NBA, I mean, it's the 80s, man, and dropping 30 points per game as a rookie. Changing the game for shooting guards. Before MJ, people only thought that you had to be a big man to win a championship. MJ walked in the league, changed the whole set, man. MJ's scoring is a little bit different from like Wilt's since, I mean, obviously he was a guard and he could score in a lot more ways. He was just a nasty finisher. He could easily get to the rack easily, and also the free throw line. Let's not sleep on that as well, while having arguably the most deadly mid-range game in the entire NBA's history. The iconic fadeaway. Whenever MJ touched the rock, you could tell that he was just different. His handles, his shot creation, and just the way that he moved with the ball really set MJ apart, especially for his era. I mean, the only knock on him is really his three-point shot. But then you look at it, it was the 80s, man. They mainly shot mid-range shots. MJ isn't a bad shooter at all. He's still a decent three-point shooter. And the wild part about it is his numbers, all of them, his percentages, his totals went up during the playoffs, and he shot around 50% for most of his career, which is incredible for any guard who played before the 2010s, just by defense and officiating. Considering all of that and the fact that dude came back at almost 40 and was still putting up 20 points a game on decent efficiency, let's just say that there's a clear-cut reason to why people consider Michael Jordan the greatest player of all time. Next on the list, we have Kobe Bean Bryant, who I have nicknamed the quote-unquote skilled scorer. It's no secret that Kobe was a disciple of Michael Jordan, but I still think that he was way more skilled as a basketball player and a scorer. He has the most points in modern NBA history with 81 points. 81 points, which in my opinion is a little bit more impressive than the Wilt's 100. I'm just saying. But with that, and being the youngest player to ever score 33,000 points, 135 40-point games, and that 60-point walk-off, which still just brings me chills. And I mean, now it's some tears because you guys already saw the intro. Kobe's one of them old school volume scorers like MJ and AI. The manner in which he scored was just iconic. I mean, literally, the LeBron hater himself, Skip Bayless, always says the greatest tough shot maker of all time, and I couldn't actually agree more. Kobe sometimes gets crap for like his efficiency, but it's not really all that bad if you add context. During his era, which is the early 2000s, almost all shooting guards shot around the mid 40s and some even lower than that, and that's mainly because of how the game was actually officiated. I'm pretty sure that if Kobe played now, his efficiency with the rule changes would be a lot more better. But just taking a look at his games, the tough shots he made, the tough shots he took, his footwork, his deadly midi, and his fader, and just that craftiness of his scoring, that really just sets him apart on this entire list. Next up, we have LeBron James. I'm calling him the quote-unquote smart scorer. Most people think that LeBron is just a pass-first player, but Buddy can score as well. It's just when it's needed. Up until LeBron, most people have this picture of every single good scorer just being a volume guy. Wilt, Kobe, Jordan. Those guys are mainly volume scorers, but LeBron is a little bit different. He's a guy who can score with the best of them. He just doesn't really force anything, and he can also get you around 8 to 9 assists a game as well. He really is just a smart scorer who's really improved a lot as a shooter these recent seasons. Early in this man's career, he was really just a threat at the rack. But now, you see him do his little move, which I still don't know how it works in the NBA so damn well, but his game has just really expanded and has gotten better over time. He's become a really good shooter, and he's literally perfected his midi. He's actually now a good three-point shooter, and LeBron is currently 3rd all-time in points, 1st in playoff points, and is literally the only player all-time to be top 5 in points and in assists. It sometimes may not look like he's doing crazy or anything, and I understand that sometimes that he gets crap for like passing out of game-winning shots, but LeBron can get you a bucket. Don't sleep on that. Next up, we have Kevin Durant, the efficient scorer. Kevin Durant is such a weird case because his career high is only 54 points, which is the lowest on this entire list, second to LeBron's 61. But I think that we all know that KD is the most efficient scorer, possibly of all time. A 7-footer with a handle, can literally create his own shot from anywhere on the court and is deadly from everywhere. From the three, the midi, this dude still might just boom on you as well. Kevin Durant has averaged 20 points per game for every single season of his career. And even though he may not be a volume guy, if he's feeling it, good luck to you and your team, because he's gonna have 30 points on like 11 or like 12 shots. And that's with like 6 free throws. There's a good chance that we never see somebody as skilled at that size. I'm looking at this man post Achilles, and he still looks the same because he can still pull up over anybody and nobody can stop it. So yeah, KD had to be somewhere on this list. The last guy that we're gonna talk about is James Harden. Now, James Harden, at first I was thinking maybe like the crafty scorer, but James Harden, the dynamic scorer. Look, bruh, the beard. According to Daryl Morey, he is the greatest scorer of all time. But we're gonna be the judge of that. I get the praise, and there's also a valid argument for it. But just like most guys on this list, James Harden is one of the top 5 most skilled scorers ever. I think Kobe's number 1, but James Harden, his skill set is unlike I have seen during his generation. He literally has the record for generating the most points in NBA history in a single season, the 60-point triple-double. And this man's ability to get to the line, Daryl Morey loves his analytics. And from an analytical standpoint, he has a valid argument. But Harden's craftiness, his understanding of the game really makes him stand out. And just his elite finishing, his underutilized deadly mid-range game, which I hope that he goes back to, his killer step back that has literally revolutionized the game. We see guys like Luka taking from it, and so many other guys. This man is just incredible. Some people see his ability to get to the line as kind of cheesy. I see it as great. It's a skill that literally any NBA player and every person on this list, if they could get, they would work on that every single day, is their ability to draw foul. It's literally free buckets. Who wouldn't work on that? But guys, do I really have to explain how good James Harden actually is? We're watching it right now. Man just had a strip club world tour, skipped training camp, pulled up with a gut, and dropped 44 and 17 in his first game back, and 34 in 30 minutes on 63% shooting in his second game back. The beard is just goated at this point. But anyways, guys, that is the video. I really just wanted to make this video just to hear y'all's opinions. Let me know down in the comment section below who you guys believe the GOAT scorer is. And it would be really cool if you guys gave me your scores, Mount Rushmore, and maybe some reasoning behind it. I always love to read through the comments and learn just what you guys think. But make sure to go ahead and drop a like on this video. Go ahead and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. And if you guys want more content, some should appear right here on the screen. Of course, guys, on this channel, we do basketball. Whether it's 2K or just talking about the NBA, it's all fuego. It's all fire. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out, guys. Peace.